a lot of times when I watch videos, I like to find little connections that I've always thought, but I've never heard anybody else talk about. So that's what this video is for you. What's up, guys? I woke up early as crap this morning, but it's nice and quiet, so I can make a video. Did you guys watch UFC 43 last night with Miesha Tate? I was a little surprised she lost that. I mean, she was the favorite on the card as well. But this video is not about that, actually. The card last night made me realize something that I hadn't thought about before. And the lightweight division has been the most exciting division for the most part for the last almost decade. And which is interesting because, you know, growing up watching boxing and mixed martial arts, I wasn't there, but I saw UFC 1 live, and I watched it with my family. And I watched the first like 10, and then I don't know what happened. Girls happened, school happened, stuff like that. But my point is growing up in that era, you always wanted to see the heavyweights. You're like, yeah, let's get through the flyweights, let's get through the middleweights, let's get to the heavyweights. That was the exciting buzz, you know? That's what everybody wanted to see. You know, obviously there's hardcore, like super hardcores. I consider myself a hardcore MMA fan, but they're super hardcores. Like, I'm talking about like the nerds that know everything about everything, you know? It's pretty much their religion. And, you know, they probably enjoyed more the other fights as well. But I have a feeling they, too, were probably more excited about the heavyweights back then. We had Mike Tyson, we had Evander Holyfield, we had Foreman, we had Butterbean. You know, we had all these, like, badass heavyweights that we just wanted to see get in there and knock each other to the moon, you know? But your UFC's kind of changed that whole phenomenon. I think Conor McGregor probably helped that, you know, if I'm being honest. And then Khabib. And then you just have like GSP. You have like a whole influx of interesting and exciting fighters that made people start paying attention to the lightweight division. And it's been that way for a long time. You got all of them in there, you know? You got Dustin Poirier, you got Chandler, although he's a newer one. You got Conor, like just Nate Diaz. You just got so many in there. I could name off probably 50 of them, but I won't. Anyway, I wanted to talk about how I believe the welterweight division is also becoming quite exciting. Just the top 15, like everything in, pretty much is coming down to everything in the top 15 of the lightweight and the welterweight division is pretty exciting. And I wanted to also talk about somebody that's been coming up in the UFC that I'm pretty excited to see continue. I want to say he's an exciting fighter, but he's not. But what's exciting is his record, you know? Last night, he was 14-0, and he beat Michael Chiesa. I always say his name wrong, his last name. But he beat Michael Chiesa, and now he's 15-0. And that's Sean Brady. The reason I think the welterweight division is becoming more exciting is because it just has more exciting fighters in it that have buzz generated around them. You have the champion Kamaru Usman, who's the pound for pound best fighter of all time. Fucking cats. So you got Kamaru Usman, the champion, practically undefeated. He has one loss, and it was kind of a weird one to begin with. I would almost like them to revisit that and see if they can scratch that off his record so he can have a perfect record. I don't know. That's just a OCD in me. Same with Who was the other one that had one like that? Just one questionable loss. John Jones. Let's not get started on John Jones right now. We'll save that one for another video. But let's talk about what makes the welterweight division exciting. I'm going to go through the current rankings as of today. As of November 21st, here's where the rankings lie for the welterweight division. You got Kamaru Usman, you got Colby Covington, Gilbert Burns, Leon Edwards, Vicente Luque, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Michael Chiesa, Jorge Masvidal, Neil Magny, Bilal Muhammad, Khamzat Chimaev, Geoff Neal, Li Jingliang. I said it right that time. Oh, dang. Santiago Ponzinibbio. Yeah. I guess that's where my ceiling is. I didn't know who he was. But I'll pay attention since he's in the top 15. Sean Brady, who I think is interesting, and Muslim Salighoff. Don't know who that is, but I'm going to check him out because he's in the top 15, which means he's a badass. The names that stand out to me personally, obviously, as champion, Colby, Gilbert Burns, Leon Edwards, Vicente Luque, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Michael Chiesa, Jorge Masvidal, Neil Magny, Bilal, Khamzat, Geoff. I will be paying attention to Li Jingliang. I want to see how he comes back. Also, I want to see who they put him against. They'll probably put him against a lower ranking opponent since he lost. He's coming off a loss. That's kind of how it works. And, you know, you lose, someone else has the chance to step up the ranking. You win, you have the chance to step up the ranking. But we got a lot of excitement in the welterweight division. And, you know, in the lightweight division, you got Dustin. Okay, so you got Charles Oliveira. Dustin Poirier is number 1. Justin Gaethje's number 2. Beneil Dariush is number 3. Then you got Islam Makhachev, which we're going to do a video on him very soon. Michael Chandler, Rafael Dos Anjos, Tony Ferguson, which I want to talk about him soon too. Dan Hooker, Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is still in the top 10, believe it or not. Gregor Gillespie, Diego Ferreira, Brad Riddle, Armin Sarukyan. Don't know who that is, but I'll pay attention to him. Rafael Fiziev. Don't know who that is, but I'll pay attention to him. And Joel Alvarez. Don't know who that is, but I'm going to pay attention to him. So it seems like there's actually more exciting fighters in the welterweight division right now. And I'm looking at the middleweight division, and it's the same thing. So on second thought, I think lightweight, welterweight, and middleweight is the most exciting right now. And we haven't even got to heavyweights yet, where we have Francis Ngannou, Derek Lewis, Cyril Gane. I'm going to go over the middleweight now. Israel Adesanya is champion. Robert Whittaker is number 1. Marvin Vettori is number 2. Jared Cannonier is number 3. Derek Brunson is number 4. Paulo Costa is number 5. Jack Hermanson is number 6, who just wrestled Khamzat and got dominated by Khamzat. So Khamzat, a welterweight, completely dominated number 6 in the middleweight division. Think about that. Sean Strickland is number 7. Darren Till is number 8. Uriah Hall is number 9. Number 10 is Kevin Gastelum. 11 is Brad Tavares. Number 12 is Nisorodine Imavov. Never heard of them or him, but I will pay attention. Kevin Holland, you know, we know him, big mouth, the guy that's always talking, usually while beating somebody up or getting beat up. It doesn't matter if he's getting beat up or beating someone up, he's talking. He's like the Chris Tucker of the UFC.
And you know this, man.
Chris Weidman and Edmund, I can never say his last name, Shabazian. So in the middleweight division, I pretty much know who everybody is there and get excited for their fights, except for the Imavov guy and the Shabazian guy. I don't know. I'm not excited about him yet, you know? There's some good people in the light heavyweight. I mean, there's some good fighters in every division, like, don't get me wrong. But as far as people that really excite me, there's not much going on there. I'll go through it though. So maybe you can tell me who out of there is exciting to you so I can get excited about it too. So obviously the champion is Glover Teixeira. And now number one is previous champion Jan Blachowicz. You have number two, which is Yuri Prochazka. And number three is Alexander Rakic. You got number four, Anthony Smith. Number five, Thiago Santos. Number six, Magomed Ankalaev. Number seven is Dominic Reyes. Number eight is Volkan Ozdemir. I don't know if I'm saying everybody's name right, but I'm giving it a shot. Nikita Krylov is number 9. Number 10 is Johnny Walker. We know who he is. He had that hype train, full promotions. The UFC was going to build him up, and then he just keeps losing. So that didn't work out, you know. You have number 11 is Paul Craig. Number 12 is Ryan Spann. Number 13 is Jim Crute. Number 14 is Yamahal Hill. Number 15 is Ion Cutelaba. Heavyweight is Francis Ngannou, Cyril Gane, Stipe Miocic, Derek Lewis,
my balls was hot,
Curtis Blades, Alexander Volkov, Jairzinho Rosenstrike, Chris Daukaus, Shamil
Abdurakhimov.
Number 9 is Marcin Tybura. Number 10 is Tom Aspinall.
Number 11 is Augusto Sakai. Number 12 is Blagoy Ivanov. Number 13 is Walt Harris. Number 14 is Sergio Pavlovich. Number 15 is Sergei Spivak.
I don't know who, like, maybe a third of them are. I'm not really familiar with their stuff yet. Sometimes it takes me like 2 or 3 times to see somebody fight before they get my attention, especially if they're kind of just like point system fighters, you know what I mean? If they have like great knockout reels or they do something exciting that stands out, obviously they stand out in my mind more. But I'm not like this MMA Rain Man genius that remembers every single fighter I've ever saw. So I'm not going to pretend I am. And I'm sure none of you are either. I mean, they're out there, so you could be, but probably not. And then you have the female divisions, and there's some excitement in there too. So I just thought I've never seen a video just on the rankings and commentary on the rankings based off of somebody that watches the fights regularly. So a lot of times when I watch videos, I like to find little connections that I've always thought, but I've never heard anybody else talk about. So that's what this video is for you. So let me know if you're enjoying this at all. And every once in a while, we'll go through the rankings, see who's the top 15 in each division, see who excites us and who doesn't excite us. The females divisions. Amanda Nunez, she's a pound for pound top ranking fighter. Oh, okay. This is going through just the pound for pound of the females. Okay. So pound for pound is, oh, Halloween. She wants to be in the video. Here she is. Okay, you're in the video. Go play. Women's pound for pound top ranking. So at the top, you got Amanda Nunez. Then number 2 is Valentina Shevchenko. Number 3 is Rose Namajunas. And you know what? Right now might be a good time to mention, I feel like she's the Nate Diaz of the women's division. She's just like super tough, durable. She's 100% authentic all the time. I think she's the Nate Diaz of the female divisions. You got Zhang Weili, number 4. You got number 5, Jessica Andrade. Or number 5 is Jessica Andrade. Number 6 is Holly Holm. Number 7 is Germaine de Randamie. Number 8 is Carla Esparza. Number 9 is Caitlin I can never say her name.
Chukugian.
Number 10 is Marina Rodriguez.
Number 11 is Jan Zianon. Number 12 is Juliana Pena. Number 13 is Lauren Murphy. Number 15 is Mackenzie Dern. Number 15 is Aspen Ladd.
So for the women's straw weight, here's the rankings.
You have, I think I'm just going to do the top 5 for these because honestly, there's not many that I am familiar with in here. So the flyweight, you got Valentina Shevchenko. Number 1 is Jessica Andrade. Number 2 is Caitlin Chukugian. I can never say her name. Number 3 is Lauren Murphy. Number 4 is Jennifer Maya. Number 5 is Joanne Wood. And another person to mention in there, she kind of isn't in the top 5, but Jessica I. You know, I'm familiar with her. I've seen quite a few of her fights.
But like I said before, I don't remember them all until they do something exciting or UFC is like throws a special kind of promotion in there. We went through the rankings and discussed different fighters that I personally think are exciting. This is my channel, so I'm going to talk about the ones I think are exciting that stand out in my mind. But this is also your channel too, so I want to hear the ones you think are exciting that I may not have even recognized as being an exciting fighter. I love to learn more about everything in the sport that I can, that I find interesting. You know, I'm constantly watching different videos on it, reading different articles on it, watching old fights, watching new fights, watching old fights over again. You know, I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge MMA fan. And not just the UFC, although that's who I pay attention mostly. I'm starting to branch out a lot more. And pre-2015, I would watch them. I would watch tournaments. I'd watch taekwondo tournaments and stuff like that. So, or judo tournaments. You know, when I was growing up, I was in martial arts of all different kinds, and I would compete. I never competed at a professional level, but I did it at an amateur level, and I did several tournaments, and it was fun. And so I paid attention to all of them going on, you know, because I competed in most of them going on the West Coast, you know, Arizona, Nevada, California, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm starting to branch out more than just the UFC again these days. The UFC just got my attention. I was like, hey, this is all I need right now, you know? I'm sure some of you are like that too. But anyway, if you like the content, subscribe. I always want to hear from you in the comments, and like it. If you really like it, you can share it. And for God's sake, guys,
Ring the bell.
catch you next time.